So hello to everyone. My name is Simonetta. I am the owner of ISCRA company. I just introduce very quickly our company because I think it is worth to know better about us. The company started the business of inbound to Europe about 20 years back. And we opened the office in India 12 years back. So we have really already a very large experience in working with the Indian market, which is maybe the difference between ISCRA and other companies. It is because ISCRA has the base in Europe and the office in India. This is quite difficult to find as a solution for your tourist business due to the fact that mostly of the company that are present in India, if are based in Europe, they are based in England. But England is not Central and South Europe. We are based in Italy. And this is a big advantage to travel around Europe because our assistance can be really very important for you and very useful for you. And the knowledge of the European culture together with the knowledge of the Indian requirement for the tourists will be for your people a big advantage. Nowadays, I know that we are suffering due to the virus, and Europe is really affected by this. So we are sure that due to the vaccine and due to the measures taken in airport and by the airlines and the countries for a kind of sanitary passport that will be the only possibility for the people to travel. But maybe in about 3-4 months, we will be ready again to start our moving around Europe. Now, we have in India our office. It is a proper office. We do not belong to other people there. And in India, there are our main managers, Mr. Alam and Mr. Rakesh, that are also very experienced in the job because they are with us from the starting of the company. This, I think, can be important for you to know that you are in safe hands in people that are not jumping here and there, but they are really very experienced and very, how can I say, in love with the company. And this is one of the main points that can make you sure that working with us, it is working with people that is professional, but also very, how can I say, close to the real spirit of tourism, that is love, that is the relationship, that is the human way of being together. For this reason, we decided to introduce a little bit of Europe and Italy to you. And Mr. Alam and Mr. Rakesh, they will speak in a very practical way about the different destinations in Europe. And I would be very delighted if you can also share with us during the webinar which are your desire, which are the destinations that you maybe want to know more, because we would like to make other webinars and to describe different destinations and help you to know how to propose to your tourists the Europe and the different countries and the different way of travel. Okay, now I think that my managers, they can go on with the presentation. And I asked Mr. Rakesh to start, and if it is possible to share the slide that we prepare for you, and to start the description and presentation of the European destination. so Mr. Rakesh, if it is possible to join. Hello.
Rakesh, you can unmute yourself, please. Rakesh, you have to unmute yourself. You're on mute.
Yeah, it got hang. Yeah. So, hi, good afternoon to everybody. So, here I will share you the slides, and on behalf of the slide, I'll speak further, and I'll just a moment. Okay. Can you see the full screen? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So okay. So there are various reasons why we are going to Italy. If you are interested in art and culture, nature, sea and lakes, mountains, food and wine, which Indians are very much interested, sports and wellness, festival. There are many heritage UNESCO sites, famous museums, shopping, and more and more. So you have, in Italy, you can find there are many important cities. You can start your journey from Rome, and you can out from Milan, or you can out from Venice. There are multiple airports, facilities are there, and you can in and out as per your flights and your convenience. So there are many things. So we can do mice, we can do leisure, we can do FITs, we can do honeymooners, students. There are many things. Even for the pilgrimage, we can organize the best possible pilgrimage tour in Italy. So I can tell you there are many things you can do, you know and then here, okay, already our directors, he spoke about the COVID, which is still in the pipeline, and we are waiting lots of information and details from the local government, and as soon as it comes, definitely will share to you all. And then here we start with our the eternal city of Rome. In Rome, after your arrival, our teams are there. They welcome you, and then will take you to your hot food, and then we have check-in. So Rome is really very beautiful, like it's the Colosseum, or you can say Vatican City. Or in the evening, definitely you do not miss the Trevi Fountain and Spanish Steps. Very lively, and it's filled with the people. So you will feel like the like the people surrounding you. It's so much crowded, and you feel like eternity. So Rome is definitely very beautiful, and we can start. As I said, we can do mice, we can do FIT, honeymooners, or leisure group. So if it is a Europe, we can start with Rome. It is a good, and then we can stay over there. You can say 2 night, 3 days, 3 night, 4 days. But usually, people, when they make the itineraries, they keep for the 2 night. So evening we can go to the Trevi Fountain, and you feel the experience of the city. You can smell, and then after this, the next day we can go to the morning Vatican. The beautiful, again, is a separate country, you can say. And then after the Vatican, then we can post lunch, we can go Colosseum, we can do many other things. In Rome also, there is a very good thing. There are good places for shopping, like Roma too is quite famous, and uh, is there is a second, is the Arco di Medici, the near the airport, and then there is a one more you know outlet is there, Castle Romano. Though it's little bit far, around you can say 30-35 minute drive, but it's good. At least you can see all the big European brand over there, and if you are really interested, you can go and have it. So this is just brief about our Rome, and then after Rome, we can, if we are moving to historical Tuscany region, where two prominent cities are quite famous, the Florence and Pisa. Everybody knows Leaning Tower of Pisa, which is quite famous. And there are multiple reasons we can again explore the history. You know, there is a lot of things in a Florence, Leaning Tower of Pisa. Definitely, you can do a photo stop, which is famous for all over the world. So people, they have a photo stop and all. But from Rome to Pisa, it takes around 5.5 hours, you can say. Then once we reach, there is a toy train facilities is there, which take you to the Leaning Tower of Pisa, because by walking it is more than 25 minutes. But by toy train, again, it's a very wonderful experience. We go to uh, Leaning Tower of Pisa. We have our Indian restaurant. We have a lunch, and after lunch, then people have 1.5 hour. They can do photo session. They can roam around. They can buy souvenirs, and then after Pisa, we can, if we have a time permit, we can come to Florence city, or we can come to our hotel, check in, and then we have later for the dinner. And the next day morning, we can go to Florence city. At one point, like from Pisa to Florence is approximately 1.5 hours, so there is no problem. So usually, if it's a MICE group, they spend 2 nights in Florence, or even 3 nights in Florence they can do. So, and 1 night for the Lisa group. So if it's the one night, then the next day morning they do Florence city tour, and then they move to further destination. If it is a MICE, then we can take you the another beautiful region, another beautiful city, Siena, which is quite famous for the vineyard and its natural beauty, the hilly area with the green. And you will find there is a multiple options for the vineyard, like wine tasting, the local wine tasting, which is quite and very famous in for the MICE group I'm talking about. But for honeymoon also, they go to Siena San Simgiano, because it's very natural beauty with the hills and all. So like that, for MICE they spend 2 nights, and honeymooners they can spend like 3 to 4 nights to just further experience the Tuscany region. And then we can move the further from Tuscany. Uh, I'm not explaining about the entrances like in Florence or in Pisa, because anyway that is available, and our guides are there. They will explain you. But definitely, who are the history lover, they have to go. If you see an academia, there's a lots of information about history, about the European histories, and which you must have to visit. So this is what we spoke about Florence. Then we can come our next, the romantic city of Italy. Everybody knows it is quite famous, quite famous, because I feel in India, every person who knows about Europe, the dream destination in Italy is the Venice, where everybody wants to go to Venice and feel the experience of the Venice city, which is very, uh, you can say, touching to the heart. This so from Florence, it takes around 3.5 to 4 hours. I take up for the Lisa group. So once they come Venice, we have dinner in Padua. Another, they have a small city they can visit. Padua is quite famous for Saint Anthony Church. It is usually for the pilgrimage, but sometime like corporate also they want to visit, because it's a beautiful inside, lots of informations, the paintings, and the construction, the architecture of the church is very beautiful. And the next day morning, after spending the overnight in Venice, we move to the Venice island, because Venice, they have two places, Venice the mainland and Venice the island. So whatever sightseeings are there, it is on the island, not on the mainland. Mainland, you can just find the hotels and the restaurants, and that's all. So morning we move from our respective transportation to the Tranchiato parking area, and there we go. We take our, you can say, cruise, you can say boat. We come to the Tranchiato, and then we take a cruise, which takes approximately 45 minutes. And I trust you all that while the journey going to Venice Island, it's a very unique and it's very beautiful. On your sailing towards Venice Island, you will see, the bank of this island, beautiful buildings, the parks, and the history of the Venice Island. It will explained by our guide and our people who are there. So after arriving at St. Mark's Square, you know, when you keep your steps on the Venice Island, and you will feel like, something different experience. Means this, I can say, it may be individual to individual, but it is like, something dreams come true. So here our guide takes you the St. Mark's Square, the cathedral, and the beautiful. I cannot forget the gondolas. Oh, it's so beautiful. You will really love. Definitely people, they they use, or they try to do this tour, and you will see a lot of souvenir shops are there on your, when you are getting down in front of you. There are many old and beautiful hotels are there, and the history, definitely the history behind that. And there are again lots of souvenir shops are there, which is very good. And definitely you can buy many things for your friends, family, relatives there. And you can spend around uh, 2 to 3 hours, and definitely you will not feel like to leave the Venice. So, this is what I just explain you the, basic terms of all the, there is a four cities also there, Milan, but usually Milan is quite famous for the exhibitions and for the shopping. And definitely again, there are histories, and, since your stadium is there, so definitely the beautiful, even Milan is there. So it is like the Italy's main, you can say, principal city. And again, this this slide is for the mice, and you can say the honeymooners or the small family van tour, the Capri Island. So how to reach Capri Island? If you're staying in Rome, and if you are extending one extra night, or you love to stay, so you can extend your number of night in Naples or Capri, because Capri is quite busy. So to reach Capri, you have to be based in Rome, and from Rome it takes around 3.5 hours to come out Naples, again, which is a beautiful sea city near the sea. It is situated, and Naples, as you know, is the birthplace of pizza, which lots of Indians they like. And then from Naples, there are jet foil. You can say again, it's a cruise which takes you the Capri, which is around 45 minutes journey. But trust me, this is the one picture is not quite enough to explain the Capri. You've been to be there. It's so beautiful, and I can say lots of honeymooners or the mice group, if they have 4 night in Rome, like if they base 4 night in Rome, so definitely one night is means one day travel is Naples and Capri, because from Rome one day you can go to Naples and Capri and come back. That is a possible. And again, there is a blue grotto in Capri Island. Once you arrive, there is a blue grotto. You can have a beautiful, uh, you can say, experience while going there, because there is a small boat, like 5 people, they can go inside at a time. So you can go and you can have the experience. So this is again one of the very beautiful, we can say, city. And one more thing I would like to explain, like how the Italy is famous for the pizza, the food, the wine. So definitely the kind of food we can also get to the experience. It is again for mice and like family small group or the honeymooner. So they can have. We have from Florence. There are very around 20-25 minutes. We have the vineyards where they can teach you the pizza, pasta making, and there you have the wine testing, the local wine testing, and it's again very beautiful experience for many corporate and the individuals. So again, in Italy, you will find the variety of things which you can do it. So this is how I was explaining about Italy. But again, if you are arriving in Milan, so from Milan also you can do on while arriving. You can, after checking in hotel evening, you have free. You can go to the city, experience the city. My one point is there always, when you are making the itineraries on arrival day, just keep the free in the sense, in the evening you please bring the people in the city, whatever city it will be, because when they come to the city they feel the connection, like it's like a Wi-Fi connection, like when you come to the city you will feel around, because immediately we put with the guide and go this and that, you will not find the connectivity, because this is what I'm telling you. It is the experience what last so many years I have been with the people, with the group. So when you just leave them, so they start connecting with the people, the local culture, the local food, the local atmosphere, the city. And this is how, when they imbibe the mood of the Europe, or you can say the Italy, so then they relating themselves to their tour. So this is very important. So in Milan, next day we can go Como. If from Milan you want to come to Venice, you can do. There is a in between Verona where we can have a Verona city tour. You can have lunch also. You can from Venice you can do Lake Garda. Again, it's a very beautiful uh, lake town, you can say, and is very wonderful. So overall, what my I want to say, for Italy, if because it's quite famous for the mice people, for the honeymooners, or the small van tour we do a lot, and mice we do a lot. Leisure is also there, because leisure is a part of, and Italy is only country, if you see, you will find more city. It is not like if you travel any other country of Europe, you have just only one city. But Italy, it has magnanimous, they have many cities where you can at a time you can visit. I'm just checking less, four city I can say, but if you just spend 1 or 2 more night, you can definitely experience the more city and the more knowledge of Europe. So this is how this is all about Italy. And I would like to now forward to my colleague, Mr. Alam. Is very experienced person in this industry, and is a very knowledgeable person about Europe, and he will take you further. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everybody. So I would like to introduce myself to all of you. My name is Patan Alamgir, and I'm associated with ISCRA since last 15 years, as Ms. Simonita and Mr. Rakesh already explained to you. So you already now heard from Mr. Rakesh and Simonita about our company. So we are basically a very well-known company in Indian market, and we have served so many clients throughout this so many years, and we have a big experience of handling Indian clients, not only Indian clients but nearby India. We have clients from Sri Lanka, from other countries as well. So basically, to come to the point, we have organized this webinar to educate you about a few things about Europe. Of course, it's quite a less time to explain to you Europe in 30-35 minutes, but we have tried to to compress everything and to give you a small in-depth about Europe. So you already heard about Italy from my colleague Rakesh. Now I'm going to explain to you about rest of the Europe part, because let's not forget that we are not only Italian tour operator, but we are doing rest of Europe as well. Of course, we started in India as an Italian operator, but slowly now, since so many years now, we have a big experience of handling European countries as well. So I would like to tell you something that most of the people, they ask the questions that how to promote Europe. So of course, Europe itself has a lot to offer. I mean, I don't have to say much about things, because people in the world, they already know. We have so many films, Bollywood films and other things that are already shot in Europe. So people already aware about Europe, that it has a lot to offer. And of course, it visas it make a big impact, and the nature, and every country has something different to offer. So I would like to begin with why to choose Europe. So maybe many of you have not promoted Europe. So let's put a few points on that. So the first point comes about the multiple entry Schengen visa. So the advantage of visiting Europe is that with one visa, you can visit so many countries of Europe. So that's the advantage of traveling to Europe. So in your 1 week or in your 10 days, you can cover 6 to 7 countries that most of our Indian people, they prefer to travel this way. And then the other important point is the multiple transport system is available to visit one city or multiple cities as per your budget. So Europe is very well connected in the mode of transportation. You can travel by flight, you have Ryanair, you have EasyJet, you have so many cheap airlines, which if you book in advance, you can really get a good deal. The other mode of transportation we have is Rail Europe. I'm sure you all already knows about it, that if you want to travel to 3-4 countries, it's better you take a pass if you have an individual client. So you can get a good deal. We have a high-speed train in Europe. In Italy, you have a Eurostar. In France, you have TGV, Eurostar. So you have a good train transportation to visit Europe. Then we talk about the road transportation. Of course, most of our Indians, they always prefer to travel in the group. So the roads of Europe, I don't have to say anything about the roads. So you can visit Europe, one country to another country through the bus, through van, and through car as well. So, you have a lot of choices of transportation to visit Europe. Now, the second most important point which comes in our people's mind is the food, because when we travel to abroad, we always prefer to try our own food rather than trying to try the country's the cuisine. Of course, we always try and educate people that if you're going out of India, you should try at least one meal, the local meal, so you understand the delicacy and the taste of the food. But nevertheless, if you are traveling to Europe, and if you are very keen, and if you don't want to try any other food, Europe will not disappoint you, because Europe has so many Indian restaurants. We start from Italy, Switzerland, Austria, you say Germany, Netherlands, all the countries, they are full of Indian restaurants, and every restaurant has a very good, they serve very good food. So you don't have to worry about the food when you travel to Europe, because I'm sure that the restaurants can give you very good food, and not only Indian food, but most of the restaurants, they provide a special food, kind of like Jain, vegetarian, all those kind of stuff they provide. So that's one of the best advantage and the important point while you travel to Europe. The other important things comes into mind that how you could travel to Europe. So I'm sure that this is very common point that we are discussing. So you can travel as a FIT, honeymooners. We have a van tours, like you can book a van for 5 people to 8 people, and you can travel as on your own. It's like a private tour. Then we have a MICE, which is of course for the corporate, and most of the time the MICE groups, they prefer to travel single country or mostly the 2 countries together. And then we have a group tour, the group series departures that we all travel in with series groups. So that's quite famous in our Indian culture, that people, they travel in a bus and they visit most of the country because it's budget. It's fit in our budget, and when you travel in the group, you enjoy a lot. So I mean, group series is one of the very famous part in India, and Europe got a very good transportation and everything, so that suits to our requirement. And of course, one more thing which Rakesh, my colleague, already discussed, that Europe is like say it has a lot of pilgrimage places for the Catholic people. So we are into this segment also. We are doing a lot of pilgrimage tours as well for Catholic people. Of course, we are going to organize a special webinar on this part because I don't want to discuss in details about it. But we are doing the European pilgrimage tours as well, where there are dedicated countries where people, they go, and the Catholic people, they go and they visit their holy places and all. Then it comes to the students. Of course, we have a big experience to handling the students groups as well. So if you have a school who would like to send people to Europe for the study tour, I think that's the best opportunity. We have a lot to offer for the students as well, starting from Italy. Then we have in Switzerland or in Belgium. You have so many places to learn, the factory visits and the car manufacturing factories and a lot of museums. So that's the best place, the best continent to visit for the students. So that's the advantage. The other point comes to the Europe has a different type of travelers. So we have like a budget people also. So you have a 3-star, 2-star hotel. Then you have a medium class travelers as well, and the luxury travelers as well. So Europe is for all, let's say it like that. Even the normal people can also travel if you plan itinerary properly. You don't have to worry about the budget or anything. So that's one of the advantage of it. And of course, the beautiful scenery, ancient history, multiple culture, and many dreams come true while you visit Europe. And I'm sure that people are already aware about it because there are many Bollywood films that have been shot in Europe. So people are quite well about it. Now, before you plan itineraries or anything, I would like to highlight few important information about Europe, because most of the time people, they ask about it, and due to the lack of information or whatever, when the people, they go there, they find difficulty to understand the culture and the rules and regulation of Europe. So I would like to give you some information about the hotels and the breakfast. So in Europe, majority of the hotels, especially when you are in Italy or in nearby countries, except few countries like Switzerland and France, where you have the chain of hotels, international chain of hotel, which offer a very good buffet, lavish buffet breakfast. Apart from that, the local chain, they always have a very basic, I would not say the basic, but they serve continental cold buffet breakfast, which includes the hard-boiled egg, the bacon, milk, bread, fruit, yogurt, honey, juice, butter, jam, and all the other items. Now, there are international chain hotels also which offer which offers the international buffet breakfast as well. Let's say American breakfast, which our Indian, most of the time, they prefer to have a hot buffet breakfast. So we have a choice of that as well. The other important point about the size of the room, because most of the time, the people who come to Europe, they come to Europe after visiting the Far East, where they get a big hotels, big lobby, big rooms. So when you come to Europe, probably that will not, that will surprise you, because most of the hotels in Europe are they have a very small room size compared to other countries and other destinations. Of course, like I said, that we have a big international chain now in Europe, like Accor. We have Best Western and all that offers a big room which is out of the city. But when we talk about inside the city, when you are staying within the city limits, so you know that Europe now cannot develop. I mean, it's developing outside the big cities, but not inside, due to the to preserve the history and the culture of the particular cities. So you will find the small rooms. So I think it's better that when you promote Europe, it is better to inform the people about this part as well, so they should not find surprise while they go there. Then this is something regarding in Europe, FOC inclusions on each every 20 full paying packs. So which means that the 21st person will have a half twin room sharing. So this is for the group travelers. When you have a group, let's say 20-25 people in Europe, there are different hotels have a different FOC policies, but the standard is on every 20 full paying packs. Means if you have a 10 rooms, the hotel always gives a half twin free. That means the 21st person will be free on the half twin basis. So these things we should note about it if you're planning the group tours. Then, of course, very important point which comes to in our mind about the driving rules and regulation in Europe, which is very important point. Because guys, what happened that when you go to other countries than Europe, probably the drivers are more flexible and you have a more driving time. But when it comes to Europe, it's completely different, because in Europe there are you have a very strict rules to follow. Even the drivers have to follow the strict rules and regulations that we all know. So according to the European regulation, the driver can drive 9 hours in a day, depending on his previous driving record and everything. But so total 12 hours of working and 9 hours of driving. So this we should keep in mind, and he need minimum 11-hour rest. So this is very important for the driver and for our clients to know about it, because sometimes people they complain when they go there that why the driver is complaining so much and why we don't get what we pay for, and drivers sometimes they become angry. So this is very important that when you promote Europe, it's very important that you inform everybody that they should follow the driving rules and they have to be on time every day. So when you're planning the itinerary, we should fix everything in a driving rules and regulations, so we do not come under any kind of difficulties. Then, of course, during the sites in the historical or culture site undertake on foot as well, as coaches are not allowed to park or drop near the historical site. So this is another very important point that I wanted to discuss with you, that most of the time people, they don't like to walk a bit. Let's say example, Italy. So when you are in Rome, now according to the new rules and regulation, the big coaches cannot enter into the city. So you have to inform the people that when you are going to Europe, because of course, when people go to Europe, they have a different mentality. They are very excited. They want to visit one of the best continent in the world, and of course, we can't deny that. But the important point is that they have to prepare. We have to tell our client that in the big city where the coaches are not allowed, you have to walk. So to avoid any kind of problem, on tour, we should inform everybody that when you are in Europe, please prepare yourself that you have to walk. Of course, the coaches can come wherever it's possible, but when it's not possible, they should walk. And I think if you want to see the cities of European countries, when you are walking, you can really explore in a better way. Now I'll come to the very quickly about how you travel your itinerary. So, I mean, Europe has you can enter from any countries in Europe, and you can go out of any countries. I mean, you can start from London, you can end in Rome, you can start from Rome, ends in London. Then you have other destinations as well of Europe. So about the itineraries, I would say that the famous itinerary, which most of the people who travel in the group, they start from London and ends in Rome, and they travel in between by ferry or by Eurostar high-speed train, or they travel through the Eurotunnel, which is very famous between UK and France. So that's one of the important point. Now, regarding the average temperatures per season, so that's you have in Western Europe, we take Austria, Belgium, France, Germany, Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, Monaco, Netherlands, Switzerland. So you have a temperature in front of you, and of course we're going to share this part of temperature with you also. So when you send us a query, we will give you all the information about the temperature. But as an Indian and as a culture, we see that most of our people, they prefer to travel between mid-March until end of September. So that's the time where people travel, because that's the summertime in Europe. But of course, the people from different part of India, let's say from Mumbai, they prefer to travel between mid-March until May. Then in Delhi, they travel late in the season, like from May, June. So that's the culture. But this is the best time to visit Europe. Of course, I'm sure that people have not experienced the Europe in the winter season as well. So that's also another important point, that if you want to see Europe in winter, that's another very important point. So come to the this is the another part of the South Europe temperature things that we're going to discuss with you later on. That's not an issue. Then we come to part of the London. I'm sure people, you all know about London, so that's our starting point. And many of you know about the UK, and so I don't have to go into the details. That you have a very important, most important site in London is the Thames River Cruise, the Buckingham Palace, the Tower Bridge, Madame Tussauds Museum, London Eye, and everything. So I don't want to go into each cities in details, because that will require a lot of time. So I'll just quickly go, into the details. I just want to say that because most of our Indian, they start from London. So we thought that let's put London first, because when you come to London, it's a different experience. People wants to visit UK. So we kept London as a first. And you can see that these are the most important site that people want to visit when they're in London. And of course, they want to do the shopping at the Oxford Street, which is very famous in London. Then, of course, when you're coming from London to Paris, as I said, you have a different mode of transportation. You can come by P&O ferry, you can come by Eurostar train, you can come by Eurotunnel as well, which is a train. In that train, you can come with your own bus from London as well. So that's the important point to know. Then we come to the Paris, the city of light, which is very famous. So Europe is Europe is nothing without Paris, because Paris has its own history and charm, and arguably one of the most beautiful city in the world. So when you are in Europe, when you're in Paris, of course, apart from Eiffel Tower, we have a Louvre Museum, which is famous for the Mona Lisa statue. And then you have Disneyland Park, Notre Dame Cathedral. We have a beautiful Seine River cruise. If you're doing it, then you can have a glittering experience of Eiffel Tower in the evening, which illuminate in the evening. I mean, the Eiffel Tower illuminate in the evening. So when you're doing the Seine River cruise in the evening, you can have this experience as well. You have our Versailles Palace, which is very famous. Lido show, of course, we know Champs-Élysées, which is very beautiful. And then we have Montmartre, a Sacré-Cœur church, which is very famous. Of course, I would like to inform you that if you can visit the whole, you can see the whole Paris from the top of Montmartre Sacré-Cœur church as well. So that when you are in Paris, you should not forget to visit that. So this is for the Paris. Then we come to the Brussels. So from Paris, we always come to the Brussels. So Brussels is a cosmopolitan city with the liveliness and appeal that are intimately related to its role and crossroad of Europe. We know that it's the hub of Europe, the Brussels, and it has a lot to offer, which is Grand Place, Mannequin Peace, Atomium, and of course we should not forget about the Belgian waffles and Belgian chocolate, which are very famous. Apart from this, we have a miniatures, the Brussels. We have a mini tour as well in Brussels. And then apart from Brussels, Belgium has another beautiful cities, which is Ghent, and you have Brussels, the other cities, Bruges, which are very small cities, but it has a beautiful, beautiful history and culture. So if you are in Belgium, you should not forget to visit these two beautiful cities as well. It's just called Ghent and Bruges. Most of the time, the MICE people, they would like to visit these two cities. They would like to stay in Brussels and do the excursion to the different cities like that. So this is just small information about Brussels. Then after Brussels, we come to Amsterdam, which is another beautiful canal city. So, people, they would like to visit this city because it has a rich culture, history, and it's called the City of Canal. So the center part of the Amsterdam is the Dam Square, which is very famous. You can, of course, the coach will take you there, but this is another city where you have to walk. So you have to prepare your people accordingly. So you have a city tour of Amsterdam with Canal Cruise, which is very famous in Amsterdam. Then you have Zaanstad Windmill Village you can visit. And then let's not forget about the famous Keukenhof Garden in close to the Amsterdam, which our people, they love to visit every time they go there. But you know that Tulip Garden opens in March and it closes in May. So most of the time it's difficult to fit in the itinerary unless you're traveling in your main vacation period. So this is about the Amsterdam. Then we quickly jump to Germany. When you come from the up, you come to Germany. So the first city of Germany we visit is Cologne, which is a beautiful city, rich history and culture. And Cologne has a beautiful and very old cathedral called Cologne Cathedral, where people, they visit Cologne Cathedral. So while coming from Cologne, you have a chance to do the Rhine cruise from St. Goar to Beauport, or Beauport to St. Goar. Then coming down, we always offer you to visit the Black Forest, the Titisee Lake, Titisee, which is very famous for our Indian. And then you have a cuckoo clock making factories in Druba. So that also our people, they love to visit. Then the other city which comes in our itinerary is the Frankfurt, which is very famous city as well. It's a commercial city of Germany, and we say that's a financial hub of Germany, which has a lot of good place for the shopping, I would say. So if you have a chance, you should visit Frankfurt as well. And then, of course, Germany has a lot to offer. You have a Munich, you have Berlin, you have Hamburg, Stuttgart, which is very famous for the Benz Museum and all that stuff. But of course, as I said, that during this short time, we couldn't add everything. But of course, if you want more information, we are, of course, planning to have a webinar on each country in detail so we can explain to you. So that's not a issue. And if you need any kind of this information about slides and all, we can always provide you once we finish this webinar. Then, of course, this is the country which is very famous amongst our Indian, which is Switzerland. So many Indian movies have been shot there, and it's natural beauty which always excite Indians to travel Switzerland once in a lifetime. For many of our Indians, it's a dream to visit Switzerland. So after Germany, we come to Switzerland, and our leisure groups, they always want to spend minimum 2 to 3 nights in Switzerland to have a couple of mountain excursions like Titlis, Jungfrau, Pilatus, Glacier 3000, and then you have a city tour of Lucerne walking tour. Then you want many of people, they would like to visit Schaffhausen Rhine Falls, which is on the way from Germany to when you travel from Titisee to Zurich. It's just on the way. So of course, Switzerland has a lot to offer. So many beautiful cities and so many beautiful small towns in Switzerland. So of course, one slide is not enough to explain Switzerland to you, but we need a big webinar, of course, to explain to you the entire Switzerland. But yes, for our group tour, most of the time people, they would like to spend 2 nights in Zurich and do the excursion to Interlaken, to Lucerne, or to other Bern or Geneva. So this is the itinerary we can plan accordingly. Then let's come to Austria. So most of the people after Switzerland, they would like to come to Italy, or many of the people, they always travel to Austria, which is another beautiful city. We say that it's a beautiful country. It's called the Alpine Peak country. And of course, Austria has a lot to offer, which has Innsbruck, which is famous for the Swarovski crystal wall and golden roof, Salzburg, which is the Mozart city, and Vienna, which is a city which is famous for its history and rich culture. So most of the time, our people, they visit Innsbruck, and then they continue their journey towards Italy. But sometimes the people, they want to explore Austria because it has a lot to offer apart from this three sites which we have put in our slide. Austria has a lot to offer. So let's not forget that this is another beautiful city that we always people want to visit, and we are always offering this country in all our itinerary. Now come to other point. I'll just jump to one slide more. That apart from this country, because we've been given the time to squeeze the webinar in a short period of time, so we have not made the big webinar. Apart from this country, ISCRA is offering you tours around Eastern European countries as well, starting from FITs, of course, FITs, I mean to say the luxury FITs with the van tours and everything, and of course, group tours. We say about Czech Republic, Hungary, Poland, you have Croatia, you have Bosnia and Herzegovina, all this country, we can do it for you. So you please not forget to refer us if you have any query for the Eastern European countries as well. Then we go to the other part of Spain, Portugal, and Morocco. So if you have people who would like to visit Spain and Portugal, I would suggest you that to encourage them to travel to Morocco as well, because the crossing from Spain to Morocco takes 1 hour, and 3 to 4 nights in Morocco can make that tour memorable. So they can visit that part entirely differently. And of course, we know that Spain and Portugal has a lot to offer. Apart from this, ISCRA has now started promoting Iceland as well, among to our Indian guests and to other countries guests as well, because now we are quite strong in this particular area as well. And I'm sure that the demand of this particular country is increasing every time, because people, those who are interested in exploring the nature, they will definitely go to Iceland. Then, of course, the Scandinavian countries, Norway, you have Sweden, Denmark, Finland, all these countries, we are doing the van tours and the group tours. Of course, Great Britain also we are doing, including UK, Scotland, Ireland, Wales. So all these countries we are doing van tours and we are doing the group tours. Of course, Armenia, also we are doing Baltic countries, Azerbaijan. But this Armenia, Baltic countries and Azerbaijan, we are only doing groups. So we are not doing FITs for these countries. Now, so apart from all these things, we would like to inform you that what we are offering. So after having the big experience in Indian market, ISCRA can offer you the service like leisure groups that I already explained to you. We have a different segment of MICE. We are quite strong handling your exhibitions and event as well, because you know that Italy, most of the time, Italy, Germany, they have a big exhibitions happening. So we have allotment with the hotels. So if you have a requirement for the hotels for any exhibition event, you can always refer to us. Then you have a luxury tourism. We have a big experience of handling the weddings and other events, which is like high end. You want to book high end cars, so you want to book big hotels and all that. So that also we can do it. Of course, when it comes to FITs, I would like to inform you that we are quite strong handling FITs for Italian part. When it comes to the other countries, apart from Italy, we prefer to do the FITs based on the van, because most of the time people, they prefer to visit other countries with the train and the pass, with the rail pass. So we can always provide you hotels on that case also as well. But when you have a honeymooners or those who want to visit only Italy for FIT part, you can just simply close your eyes and refer to us, because we have a big experience of handling honeymoons in Italy and surrounding countries. Then of course, student groups we can do, we already explained them. European Catholic pilgrimage tours also we can handle. Van tours we can do, coach tours, wedding and special event, and shopping and cooking tours also we can arrange. And of course, this is our contact details. You can contact us. We're going to share this with you, all our information soon. So you have our contact details with you, so you can always contact us if you have any queries or any information. So that's all. I would like to end my webinar here. And of course, we will be eagerly waiting for your feedback on this webinar. And of course, in future, we are going to plan even more webinar in such way to educate people, because we have a still not very far from resuming our journey after COVID pandemic. So we are all excited and we are always ready to help you. So if you have any information about country, or if you have any query, please do not forget to contact us. We are always at your disposal 24/7. And we have a very strong team here in India, in Europe also, in Italy also, we have a very strong team. And the advantage when you work with us, we have a multilingual speaking staff in Italy as well. They speak Italian, they speak Spanish, they speak other different Portuguese, Russian. So these are the advantage that you get when you work with us. So that's all. I would like to thank you everyone that who joined us, and we hope we can come back to our daily life and daily working life soon. Thank you very much. Take care, and we'll see you soon with our another excited webinar very shortly. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Simonita. Thank you, Rakesh, Alam, for such an insightful training. Audience, I hope the training was informative, and that this training will help you sell Europe and Italy much better.
Thanks,
Now,
thanks.
We are now open to questions and we will be answering the most relevant ones. I will now pass it to Ms. Nikita Raftani, founder of Travel Gyan.
Thank you, Trushala, and thank you, everyone. Thanks, Simonetta, Rakesh, and Alam. And ask questions, but before that, if there is any question that you guys have, please feel free to answer it, to check and write it at the bottom. And this is in the Q&A box. You can enter your question and we'll be happy to answer.
Yes.
So first question is, we have a couple of questions, but Alam, will be quick here due to the paucity of time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the question is, how do you arrange transfers to Amalfi and Positano from Rome?
Yeah, see, from Rome, we have a two way of traveling to Amalfi and Positano. If it depends on the type of client they are. If they would like to travel by train, I think the best way is to take a train from Rome to Naples, come to Naples. Then you have a regional train also, which is going until Salerno and Sorrento, but that we will not recommend you. So from Naples, you can take a private car, which is not very costly. That will make you reach directly to Amalfi and Positano as well. So from Naples, for FITs, it is always advisable to take a car and reach from Naples. If it is, of course, if it is a group tour, then we don't have to worry about, we can always travel until the destination. So that's not an issue. But for FITs, it's better. And of course, if people can afford a van, they can travel with the van also until Positano and Amalfi as well. So that's not an issue.
Great. And there is a question from Sariputra who says, do you arrange any special guest tours like wine tour or visiting naturals,
Exactly.
etc.?
We do arrange. As my colleague Rakesh already explained that Italy has a very beautiful region which is called Tuscany region where they make make a beautiful wine. So if people wants to do the tour dedicated to the different vineyards and they want to visit this particular places, we can arrange that. And of course, apart from that, they can even have experience how they make wine as well. Together with wine, they can have a cooking lessons as well, because we have very beautiful farmhouses in Tuscany region where people can just go there, can have experience of cooking with their own hands, and they can have the experience how they make a wine as well. So it is absolutely possible from our side. Yes.
Wow, it seems interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Sariputra has another question, which I think I'll take the liberty to answer. He says, is travel insurance compulsory to travel in European country? So Sariputra and everyone, I think travel insurance is compulsory everywhere.
Exactly.
It
Yes.
should be made compulsory, or you should tell your clients to make it compulsory because it's important for your safety. And secondly, for European, of course, for applying visas, if I'm not wrong, Alam, you do
Yes.
need travel insurance.
Yeah, you need travel insurance, and like you correctly say, Nikita, that we always encourage our people to take insurance, because when you travel to Europe, you will not travel for 2 to 3 days. You always travel for longer period, like 1 week or 10 days. And now we have so many health issues when you travel abroad. So it's better to cover yourself and you to safeguard yourself first, and just to spend a little bit more and take the insurance. So we always encourage people to take insurance. Absolutely no way without insurance.
Perfect. And what is the best season to visit Rome? I think you've answered that, but you can always again read.
Yes, yes. So if you for Rome, as I said, that starting from April, May, June, July, that's the best time to visit. Of course, after September, October, people can visit Rome until October also, because Rome has a very different temperature. If you go up towards the Italy side and towards Milan side and Venice side, it gets very cold. But in Rome, it is still a very pleasant weather until end of mid-October or even end of October, because we've been travel with so many groups even in October. So from April until October, that's the best time to visit Rome. Of course,
Right.
during the summertime, it can be a few days are very hot in Rome, which I mean, our Indian can also sometimes cannot bear it. So people, if those who like to spend more time in summer in Rome, they can of course travel during August, September also, July, August also.
Perfect. Perfect. There is a question by Khush. Says, will this presentation be emailed to us? So yes, it will be.
Yes, we will.
Yes, in the form of a YouTube or link also.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
be sending the webinar. Plus, we will share the presentation, which will be given to us by you guys. Yeah.
Yes. And Nikita, also I wanted to tell one thing, that those who would like to us to give like a short presentation for their company's own staff, we are always ready to do that as well. Like, let's say, to educate the staff how to sell Europe. So we have been doing it in the past also, and we are ready to do in future also. So those whoever wants to have this kind of session, you can anytime you can contact us, and we will prepare ourselves accordingly.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So, guys, please make a note of that. It's always good to educate your
Yes.
staff as well. I mean, most of them have come here. They must be missing some of their colleagues who, and it is important for them also to learn. So kindly coordinate and arrange for a special training. Why not make the most of it when it's happening, right? So
Yes.
great. Yeah. And that was it from our end, for the Q&A. Thank you guys, thank you so much. And what we will do is, we will again send all the details to everyone, so it'll be easier for them to go through it, recap, refresh their knowledge, etc. We appreciate your time also, ISCRA, everyone at ISCRA, so, for educating everyone with such a detailed information. And like you said, there are different webinars which are still in the process, so it's
Yeah,
good
exactly.
overview right now, and
Yes.
take it from here. Great. Thanks a lot once again. Thank you for
Thank
your
you, everyone.
Take
Thank
care.
you, Nikita. Thank you,
Thank
Trisha,
you.
for wonderful presentation. Helping us.
Thank you. Take care.